If Vecna wanted a victim, why start with a shy kid on a bicycle?
It was a 7. Demogorgon. It got me.
Will Byers wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the loudest. Yet Vecna chose him first, before 11, before Max, before anyone else. Tonight, we dive deep into the darkest secret of Stranger Things. Why Will was chosen, why he's still connected, and why the end of the entire story is quietly hiding inside his head. Stay till the end because the final theory will give you chills. No, like Will-style spine-tingling chills. Let's begin. Will was the perfect target. Will is emotionally sensitive. He lives half his life in his imagination, Castle Byers, drawings, music. He already felt like an outsider.
I can't handle things on my own.
He was bullied. His dad left. He hides parts of himself he's terrified to show, drowning in it. Even the Demogorgon looked at him like, yep, that kid's soul is already seasoned with trauma. 2. Vecna marked him from day 1. Season 1 wasn't just the Demogorgon going rogue. Vecna was pulling strings the whole time. But here's the important part. Will didn't just get kidnapped. He got infected. Season 2 confirmed. He coughed up shadow particles. He saw visions of the Mind Flayer. The hive mind controlled him. Vecna turned Will into a host. Will didn't escape the Upside Down. The Upside Down escaped with him. 3. The connection never broke. Every time Vecna is near, Will freezes. Neck tingles, eyes widen, breath stops. It's not fear. It's signal. The hive mind never let him go. Pain equals notification alert. Vecna is online. Will didn't come back normal. He came back as a receiver. 4. Will is like 11, just worse. 11 opens gates on purpose. Will opens gates by existing. He hears the Upside Down. He sees things before they happen. His drawings reveal what's coming.
You're guiding the whole party, inspiring.
He doesn't have powers like Elle. He has a doorway inside him. Imagine trying to live a normal teenage life, but accidentally summoning death bats anytime you feel anxious. 5. Vecna saw his weakest truth. This is the darkest part. Vecna didn't just sense fear. He sensed identity struggle.
Thank you.
Will craves love, connection, acceptance. He bottles everything up until he breaks quietly. Vecna whispers exactly what hurts. You don't belong. They don't care about you. You'll always be alone. 6. Will created the Mind Flayer. This is mind-blowing. Season 2, Will draws the giant spider shape before anyone sees it. And Vecna later reveals he sculpted the Mind Flayer based on a spider. Coincidence? I don't think so. Vecna used Will's nightmares and Will's imagination to give the Mind Flayer form. Will didn't just meet the monster, he inspired it. Their bond is deeper than possession. It's creation. 7. Will is the final battleground. Season 5 tagline. It started with Will and it will end with Will. Vecna doesn't need to kill him. He needs to control him again. If Will breaks, the world breaks. The final fight isn't in Hawkins. It's inside Will Byers. And here's the scary truth. Maybe Will never truly escaped. Maybe the monster just learned to hide better. Will's mind was already cracked open. Look at every kid in Hawkins. Mike, too protected. Lucas, too grounded. Dustin, too mentally stable, too loud, too Dustin. But Will?
Story I'm writing.
Will's mind was already open, like a half-unlocked door. Not because he was weak, but because he was imaginative. Creative kids have the thinnest wall between fantasy and reality. For most kids, the boogeyman is imaginary. For Will Byers, boogeyman was just waiting for him to close his eyes. 9. The night the Demogorgon took him was not random. Let's break down that night. Why was Will alone? Why was he the only kid the monster interacted with? Why did it ignore everyone else in Hawkins except him? Because Henry Creel Vecna was scanning for minds. And Will's mind lit up like a glowing vacancy sign. Emotionally fragile boy now accepting demons. But it gets creepier. When Will runs into the shed and lifts the gun, the Demogorgon doesn't attack immediately. It watches him, studies him, like it already knows. This is the one. The monster didn't drag him into the Upside Down to kill him. It dragged him in to prepare him for what? For the thing coming in season 5. 10. Will is the only person who survived the Upside Down without dying. Barb, dead. Muse the cat, dead. Demo dogs, dead. Random Russians, very dead. People within a 2-mile radius of Vecna's mood swings, also dead. But Will stayed there for days, breathing those particles, wrapped in vines, infected, and walked out alive. The Upside Down doesn't let people live, except the people it needs. Vecna didn't save Will out of kindness. He saved him because he needed a vessel. And right now, Will is the only human on Earth whose mind can hold both himself and Vecna in the same brain. Season 5 won't be a battle of Hawkins versus Vecna. It'll be a battle of Will versus Will. 11, Will can now sense what even 11 can't. 11 is powerful, but let's be honest. She's blind to the Upside Down unless she tries. Will L, he's connected 24/7. He is literally Hawkins' living, breathing, screaming Wi-Fi router for supernatural danger. The moment Vecna breathes wrong, Will know this isn't just trauma. This is linkage. Every time Will touches his neck, every time the music gets eerie. That's not him remembering. That's him receiving. Season 5 will prove this. 11 uses her powers to fight Vecna, but Will uses Vecna's own connection against him. 12. The final season will force Will to face himself. The biggest enemy in season 5 won't be Vecna. It'll be this. Will finally confronting everything he's been running from. His trauma, his loneliness, his identity, his connection to Vecna, his fear of being a burden, his fear of being forgotten, his fear of being different
from other people.
This is why the Duffer said the ending is emotional. Will isn't just a character in danger. He is the story now. Season 1 began with Will going missing. Season 5 ends with Will finding himself, or losing himself, forever. 13. The scariest theory, Vecna never lost control. Season 4 made us think Will was normal again, but look closely. When Vecna attacked Max, Will felt it. When portals opened, Will felt it. When Vecna disappeared, Will felt it. Why? Because Vecna is still inside him, not physically, not fully, but enough. Enough to influence him, enough to whisper, enough to wait. That's why Vecna never bothered killing Will. Why destroy your best doorway home? Why Vecna targeted Will first? Because Will represented all the things Vecna understands. Isolation, fear, hidden emotions,
That gives her the courage to
feeling
fail.
other,
Definitely
not fitting in, being different in ways you can't say out loud. Will Byers was Henry Creel's mirror, a younger version of everything Vecna once was. Before he snapped, this wasn't random, this was personal. Vecna didn't just choose Will, he recognized him. 15. The final theory. Will is the only one who can kill Vecna. Not 11. Not Hopper. Not Nancy with her shotgun that shoots like a tank for some reason. Not Steve with his mother-approved chest hair. Will, why?
Exactly.
Because
There's no
Vecna can't hide from Will. He can hide from Eleven. He can hide from Hawkins. But he can't hide from the mind he lives inside. Will is the beacon. The link? The original target. The unfinished business. The key and the lock. If the story ends where it began, then Season 5 ends with Will facing Vecna, not as a victim, but as the one person who can finally shut the door he opened. So now, here's the real question. When the final battle comes, will Will destroy Vecna, or destroy himself trying? Because the truth is, you can defeat a monster, but defeating the monster inside you, that's the real finale. Let me know your theory in the comments. And subscribe and hit the bell icon for more Stranger Things deep dives.